Hi, and welcome everyone to this webinar. I see that there's a lot of people still dropping in, and we are expecting a lot of people in this meeting. Let me just see if I manage to allow all of you to get in here. Yeah, my name is Henrik, and I'm working here at Linnaeus University. Very happy to see all of you here today, and very welcome to this webinar where we will be talking about submitting supporting documents and paying tuition fee. And while we're waiting, because there's still a lot of people dropping in, feel free to write in the chat your name and where you're from and the program that you're applying to. It's always nice to see a little bit of who's here. And we have managed to get this meeting fully booked, so we met the limit here at the Teams. So we are expecting a lot of people that is dropping in. If you have any questions, please write them in the Q&A. And if you have something that you want to write in the chat, write it in the chat, because we're expecting a lot of people. So yeah, try to keep it to keep it separate. Q&A for questions and chat for writing where you're from and what you applied for and your name, so we can keep it separately, because otherwise I think it would be very tough and very hard for all of us today. And as I said, we are expecting a lot of people here. With this meeting met maximum capacity for Teams. So we do think that there will be a lot of questions coming in as well. We have a good team in the chat and a good team that will answer all of your Q&As. But if it would be so that you cannot get your questions answered, if there is too much coming in, then you can always email us afterwards. But we will try to answer as many questions as we can today. And I see that the chat is getting very hot already. That's great to see. And people are still dropping in, but maybe we can start. So, oh, it's good. The chat is blocking my presenting view. I cannot even get to the present button because it's coming in chats all the time. Great to see that it's so happy and so much people coming in. Let me see if I can catch a break between the chats coming in. Here. Welcome to today's webinar, as I said. And this is a presentation by Linnaeus University. We are going to talk a lot about supporting documents today. So yeah, today we will not go through the university. If you have some more general questions, you can look at that from our earlier webinars that is available online on our site. You can go on Meet Us and you can find our earlier webinars where we talk more about the university and the student life. But here you will hear mostly about how to submit supporting documents and paying application fee. So that will be what we will be talking about today. And we're happy to see that there is so many people joining in and writing in the chat. And very welcome to this webinar. I'm happy to see you all here, and the Linnaeus University is happy to know that probably all of you that are here in the chat and in this webinar have applied to Linnaeus University. So we're very happy to see all of you coming in and joining us as well. We are a big team here today that will be guiding you through this webinar. Me that is presenting, my name is Henrik Edlund, and I'm a communications officer in International Student Recruitment Office. And I will be hopefully guiding you through most of it. And then in the Q&A, we have Stefan Haglund, who is a communication strategist, but he was earlier working in the admissions office. So he's very familiar with the admission questions as well. We have Caroline that is currently working in the admissions office and working a lot with international admission. We have Sophia, who is working here in the international student recruitment team. And then we have Helena Wittke and Vinny, who also will be in the Q&A, and they are student ambassadors, and they will be answering a lot of questions as well. And they've been studying here for a long time. Both of them are long-time students here at the university. So feel free to ask us anything, but try to keep the questions in the Q&A and the chat in the chat. If you cannot see the Q&A, you probably have to go to the More button and you'll see the Q&A under there. So if we look at what we will be talking about today, first we will be talking about providing application documents, like what documents is it that is needed now, and what is the next step for you. And then we will talk about paying application fee, who needs to pay application fee, how much is the application fee, and how to pay application fee. And then a little bit about some other information. And we will also try to get some time to answer all your questions at the end as well. So providing application documents, and we can start by looking at the timeline. The application for this semester, like for the autumn 2026 semester intake, it started in October 15th, 2025. That was when the application opened. And it was open until January 15th. That was the last day to apply. You sent in your documents, you made your application. And now it's after that date, so all of you has made an application already. And now you have until February 2nd, so a few more days, a few more weeks. And February 2nd is the last day to upload supporting documents and last day to pay application fees. So in this period, what you need to do is to make sure that all your documents are correct and ready and upload them, or in some cases, send them in by email or by post. Yeah, you're basically done with everything from your part. If you've done everything by 2nd of February, you should have made an application on time and you have submitted all the documents in time. Then you can just sit back, relax, and wait until March 26th when the selection result will be published. March 26th will be for the master program, so everyone that has applied for master program will get the result at that date. And March 31, a few days later, there will be the selection result for bachelors. And that is both bachelor programs and single subject courses. So if you have applied for a single subject course, you will also get the result on March 31st. And of course, all documents are submitted through universityadmissions.se. So feel free to, this will be the website that we will be talking about basically during the whole session, universityadmissions.se. That's where you should do everything that we will be talking about today. And what kind of documents is it that you need to provide? It depends a little bit, so it's very hard to say in general. So the first thing you need to do is to find out what you need to submit. And it's a little bit different depending on if you're applying for a bachelor's program or a master's program. But some things that is almost always necessary is like your transcript of your current studies or the studies that you've been doing before, previous studies. If you have a degree, no matter if it's a bachelor degree or a high school degree, it's always good to upload those as well. Passport is always needed, a copy of the passport so we can identify you, some kind of documents that is showing that you're meeting the English requirement, because most of the programs here are taught completely in English, etc. It's a lot of things that you can apply for. And then you have country instructions, and country documents can be a little bit different depending on what country you've been studying in before. And country instructions comes from your earlier studies. It's not based on the country that you're from, but let's say that you're a person from Sweden, but you've been studying in UK Then it's the country instructions for UK that you should check, like how do I send in my bachelor degree from UK? And then it's UK that you should check for the country instructions and not Sweden. And that is something that you can find on university admissions. We will go through it a little bit later. You also can see different for different countries, if you can upload the documents or if you need to send them in by post, or you need the university to send them in by post, or you need a university to send them in by email. There is a lot of different ways that this can be done. That is why country instructions is very important, and you can find at university admission, go to country instructions and you find a very clear guideline for your specific country that you've done your earlier studies and how to submit those documents. Also good to know, your documents must be officially issued. Yeah, make sure that they are officially issued, and what that means is also very different depending on the country. All of the specifics for every country is also at the same page at university admissions, and country specific, where you can see if they need a specific stamp, or if they need like a scratch card, or if they need something else that makes it official. But the documents needs to be official. And then for most documents and most countries, it's enough to upload them online. Usually it's PDF version that you need to upload. And you make sure that you upload it on university admissions before February 2nd. And then if you're on the final year of bachelor studies, then you basically have to wait until you get the degree, until the university will look at your application. We will not talk too much about it today, but there is some, sorry, if you're final year of high school, then universities will look at it first when you're graduating. But if you're final year of your bachelor studies, then it's definitely okay to apply. So if you're final year of your bachelor studies, the universities will still review your application. Linnaeus University will still review your application. And then you need to find out a little bit of what you need to do to send in documents that is meeting the requirements for the final year of bachelor studies before you got the degree. As long as you get the degree before you start your studies in the masters, you can apply even if you're on your last year of studies on your bachelor. So when we look at submitting documents, I've been almost nagging now about universityadmissions.se, but that's the place to go. And then you have one of the sites there is called Provide Application Documents. There you can see, this is a screenshot I took this morning. So it looks like this: Provide Application Documents. And then you see the second one, Country Instructions. That's where you find all the country, like all the specific country instructions for the country that you've been doing your earlier studies in. And there you also see how to upload them. You can also see the documents that you need by clicking on the first one, find out what you need to submit. And how to submit the documents. The most common one is to upload a PDF version of your documents. But as I said, for some countries and for some specific documents, then you need to have it sent in via either post or email. And if it's sent in by email, it's usually that your university has to officially send it from their official email address to university admissions. And then when you go to country instructions, you will also see the email address that they need to send it to, which university admissions address that needs to get the document. Yeah, and how to submitting the documents then, how to do this. Let's say that I'm a student and I know that, as for most of you, I just need to upload the documents. You log in to university admissions to your account to find your profile and make sure that you have all the documents you need ready. The first thing you do after you have logged in is that you can, and I hope that you see the arrows here, the number 1 arrow up there. You click on My Page, and then this foldout comes out where you choose documents. And as you can see, you will get to a page called Application Documents. And here you can scroll down. Number 1 is Understanding Document Requirements. If you click there you will get a short guide on the documents that you need to provide. And also, if you don't find all the documents that you need to provide, look at, we will go through it more a little bit this time, but there's 2 pages you need to look at. University admissions, where they have the basic requirements for the basic documents that everyone needs to send in, English test or proof of English language skill, earlier studies transcript, graduation certificate, passport that is needed for all students. And then every program can have specific requirements, for example, portfolio, if you're applying for a design program, statement of purpose. Most of our master programs require a statement of purpose, and even some of our bachelor programs require it. And there can also be other documents that is needed to submit. Even statement of purpose and portfolio is uploaded on university admissions, so all the documents is uploaded on this website. And this page, so you go here again, my page, documents, and you get to a page where page number 1 or point number 1 is understanding documents requirements. Number 2 is uploading your passport. So you just click there and upload your passport, or if you're EU citizen, you can also upload like a driving license or another ID showing that you're an EU citizen, but it's always good to upload your passport. And then number 3 is provide educational documents. And it looks like that. As you can see here, you have some country requirements that you can click on the link, country requirements, and you can see the specific requirements for your country here as well. And then you also have the blue, the blue big dot here, upload educational documents. Click on that one, choose the documents you want to upload file. And when you've uploaded a file, as you can see down here, you'll see when you uploaded the document, and you can see the green little dot saying submitted. It means that it's uploaded and it's done and ready. And what is the documents that you need to upload now? As I talked about a little bit, general requirements are the documents that we said. The high school or bachelor transcript, like the earlier studies transcript, a graduation certificate if you graduated, and passport. And that is all general entry requirements that is needed for all programs that you're applying for, that you have. If you're applying for a bachelor, the general requirement is that you have finished high school. If you're applying for master, the general entry requirement is that you have finished a bachelor and that the bachelor meets the Swedish requirement for a bachelor. That means that some countries where you have like 3 or 4 year bachelors, maybe the 3-year bachelor isn't enough to meeting a bachelor degree equivalent. In some countries, for example, in India, you have some 3 years degree that do not meet the bachelor requirement. So also that is possible to check on the country requirements. Then you need to meet the English requirement. English 6 is the requirement for almost all our programs, except for our English language and literature that requires English 7. But English 6 basically means IELTS test 6.5 or TOEFL 90. You can also meet the English requirements from academic studies. So if you've done your studies in an English-speaking country, let's say that you, for example, been studying in USA or UK, then the earlier studies can meet the English requirements, and you don't need to upload any tests. You can also have met the English requirement from academic studies if you've been having a full year of studies, like studies abroad in a European Union country. So let's say that you've been on an exchange and studied in France or Italy, and you've done the whole education in English. That could also be a way to meet the English requirement. but then it has to be a full year of exchange. The country instructions we talked a lot about, but what is the equivalence? Like what is a bachelor degree comparatively between the Swedish bachelor degree and a bachelor degree in your country? What do you need to have to meet the equivalent level? At the station, do you need some stamps? Do you need some kind of other government body to verify your document? You can check that on country instructions. And then if you need to upload or if you need to send in the documents by postal service or maybe email. And then you have some specific entry requirements, and that is specific for our programs and on our program page. And we will look at that a little bit more here. So if you go to the program that you have applied for, and you can then you can see a little bit what we required. The two most common for our programs here at Linnaeus University is either that we're requiring statement of purpose. You need to write a statement of purpose or a motivation letter. And if you go to the program page, usually in the text about the program, you will find a template of the statement of purpose that the program wants you to write. So you can find it there, you write it, and you upload it on university admissions. For design programs, they require you to have a portfolio. And just like the template for statement of purpose, the portfolio guidelines is also in the text on the program page, and you can find it there. And you can make a portfolio, and you also upload that one on university admissions. And here you can see some entry requirements that we require for some of our program. And it can be very simple, just like general entry requirements for second cycle studies. And that means that what we require is that you have graduated from a bachelor degree. That is the only thing we required. But usually most of the programs require something more. For example, with a bachelor degree in technical subject or a bachelor degree in engineering. This is an example from one of our programs. So this is a program that requires you to come from any technical background, so any bachelor in a technical subject or engineering subject is okay to get into this program. Add on English 6, which we said before, it's equal to IELTS 6.5 or TOEFL 90. It can also be very complicated, as you see the long example here. The entry requirements for the long one. It also requires you general entry requirements for second cycle studies. And that means that you need to have a bachelor degree or that you will graduate before you start this program, at least so you can apply your last year of your bachelor. Then you need to have a bachelor degree in civil engineering, architectural engineering, or equivalent. So that one is much more limited. You need to be civil engineering or architectural engineering or something very similar. The equivalent is to call it here. And also they have some specifics of courses you have to study. This degree must include minimum 7.5 credits in structural engineering, structural mechanics, or mechanics of material. Sorry, I'm getting old. It's hard to read this small text. Yeah, and that means that you have to have studied these courses as well. The 7.5 credits is the ECTS credits, the European system, and it doesn't mean that from the country that you're studying, it has to be 7.5 credits in your country. We have experts on university admission that can look at, okay, if it's 2 credits in your university, how much would that be in Sweden and equal to 7? Is it equal to 7.5 in the Swedish system or not? So you don't have to write this out either. You just upload your transcript, and experts here not at the university, but at university admissions, they will look at your degree and your transcript, and they will match it towards the Swedish system. And that's it. If you think that you meet the requirements, you can apply and upload all the documents needed. On the program page, you can also look at selections. And if we start looking at selection for our master programs, we kind of have two different kinds of selection. That means how we're ranking the students or how we are selecting who will get into the program. Because if a program is full and more eligible students than we have seats in the classroom will are applying, then we will rank the students and we will rank them on the selection criteria. And individual assessment, that means that we are looking at the GPA, of course, but we are also looking at something more like statement of purpose, motivation letter, CV, or in some case a portfolio. So that means that you probably have to upload a statement of purpose or motivation letter, a CV, or a portfolio in some cases, and that you can see in the text. And we have taken a screenshot here, application and portfolio. As you can see, there is some guidelines on how you upload the portfolio, and you can find that on every program page. And if you cannot find anything about the specific like requirements or selection like that, then it usually means that you don't need to upload anything. So individual assessment, it's looking at GPA, but it's also doing, as the name says, it's doing an individual assessment, and it's looking at the holistic view, not only GPA, but also statement of purpose, motivation letter, etc. And then the admissions rank the students based on a joint criteria on that. You can also be selected based on higher education credits, and that means that we rank you based on how many credits you've finished before and how much you've been studying in university before. And if you've done a bachelor degree, that is equal to 180 Swedish credits or European credits in our system. So basically everyone who has a bachelor degree will get 180, and then if you studied more than that was included in your bachelor, then you can get higher and higher score than and a higher credit, and we rank you based on the higher education credits. If we look at the selection for bachelor, there is kind of two ways that we are selecting students here. Either it will be, as you see, this one, 70% upper secondary education and 30% aptitude test. That this upper secondary education means GPA. So we will be looking at your GPA from your high school. And that means that even if you've been studying 1 or 2 years of your bachelor and want to go back and apply for restart and start a new bachelor at our university, you usually have to upload your high school transcript as well, because we want to see the GPA from your high school, and we can rank you based on that. Aptitude test is for Swedish students, so it's like a Swedish university entrance exam, and it's usually not used for international students, but it's there just because like rules and regulations by the Swedish government. Or we can have a selection based on individual assessment. That is the same as for master. We look at GPA, but we also look at motivation letters, statement of purpose, if it's a design program, portfolio, etc. So then you have to upload something more than just your transcript. You usually have to upload a statement of purpose or a portfolio, and maybe a CV as well. And then you will get a merit rating, and you can see the merit rating on your profile at university admissions when you got it. There is some text in the beginning, AU, alternative selection, AM, academic credits, SA, late application. And you will usually have like a score there as well. And it's very hard to tell, even if you see that score and it's open for you, it's very hard to tell if you will get in or not based on the merit rating. Sometimes a low merit rating or a low number will still get you in, while a high merit rating might not get in, depending on which kind of this merit rating that it is, if it's a AU, AM, and SA, for example, and based on the program. So it's very hard when you get this score and you see a 20 or you see 100. It can be very different depending on what they're looking at, if they're looking at alternative selection or academic credits, and it's very hard to really help you anything with the merit rating. So you can just see your merit rating and know that you've got a rating, like the admission has looked at your application and you have a GPA basically in the Swedish system compared to the other students that you're competing with to get a seat. And that's it about the documents that you need to send in and apply for. The next step that you also have to finish before you start your program is that you have to pay your application fee, and this one has to be done before February 2nd. And the application fee is 900 Swedish krona. And this is, we will say, go more into detail, but it's only for students from outside the European Union. There will be a lot of special cases, but European Union students, they do not have to pay the application fee. Students from outside the European Union, they will have to pay the application fee. And this is a one-time application fee per semester. And with that, you can apply for both bachelor and master. You can apply for a number of Swedish universities. In the master round, you can apply for up to 4 Swedish universities. And it's paid to university admission, and that is not the university. So we cannot do anything about the application fee. The application fee goes to university admission and their handling of your application. So the university is really not involved in this. We just know that university take out this application fee and they have it for handling the application from students coming abroad, checking your documents and other administrations needed for handling your application. Make sure to pay in time. February 2nd is the last day to apply. If you apply after February 2nd, your full application will be seen as late. And late application means that the students that applied in time, even if they have a lower merit rating, they will get in before you. And just if there is still seats available after all students has been admitted that have applied in time, then late applications will get a chance to get admitted as well. So please pay in time. Also, if you're interested in getting a scholarship is only awarded to students that has paid the application fee in time, and that means before February 2nd. Last date, February 2nd. You can pay by credit card, you can pay by bank transfer, or if you're in Sweden, you can pay by Bankgiro. Yeah, who needs to pay this application fee? If you have a EU, EAE citizenship or a Swiss citizenship, then you do not need to pay application fee. But you need to show documents that you are a citizen in any of these countries. So yeah, if you have a citizenship, then you don't need to pay. If I'm an international student from a non-European Union, non-EEA country or Switzerland, then you need to pay the application fee. But let's say that you're an international student and you already have a residence permit in Sweden, no matter if it's let's say that you're here for working or if you're married to a Swede or something like that, then you don't need to pay the application fee either. But you also need to make sure that you show the documents of your residence permit. And if you're already in studies that you have been admitted and you're studying right now here in Sweden, then you don't need to pay as well, for example. If I have the residence permit for work in another European Union country, then do I need to pay the application fee in that case? Maybe. It's yeah, university admissions saying that can be some cases where you can be exempted, but most of the people that has a resident permit in for work in another EU country, usually they need to pay. But you can upload the permit that you have and see if you are exempted or not. So some last but like other information, follow up your application. You will get a lot of messages now sent from your account and through email. So check your email and check university admissions to where you can get some information as well. Go in and check your application there. Right now, if you already paid, you already uploaded your documents, maybe you've done it a few weeks ago or a month ago, then maybe your application is already being handled and you will see things happening with your application. You can have changed the status, etc. If not, probably you still haven't paid the application fee, or you still haven't uploaded all the documents, or just admission hasn't looked at your application yet. Can be many reasons for that. Yeah, and then some reminder, the selection result, March 26th for master. So if you applied for a master program, that's the day when you will get that information. And March 31st for bachelor programs. Then you might have an application status. This is the foremost common, I think. In progress, it means that you have made an application, but it's still not reviewed. And that is usually that the national agency, what we usually call university admissions, has not yet done the pre-evaluation, because it's a two-step evaluation. Basically, first, university admission, this national agency is doing a first evaluation of your application, and then it's sent down to the admission of every university to do the second check. So if you're in progress, it basically means that your application has not yet been reviewed. If your status is qualified, that means that the application has been reviewed and you meet the entry requirements, and you will be part of the selection group. If your status is unqualified, that means that the application has been reviewed, and that you don't meet the entry requirements. But it can also mean that national agency, university admissions, has seen you as unqualified, but it can change from unqualified to qualified if the universities and the local admission at the university thinks that you're still meeting the requirement, and then they will be able to change it if they think that university admissions has been a little bit too conservative in their evaluation of your documents, and then you can still change from unqualified to qualified. Conditionally qualified, that means that your application has been reviewed and you will most likely meet the entry requirements when the program starts. You don't meet it at the moment, usually. Can be that you're in your last studies of your bachelor program and you need to finish that before you can get admitted. It can also mean that there is something else that needs to be completed before you start your program. But that is conditionally qualified. And that is basically the same as qualified. You can get a conditional offer even though you're still don't meet all of the requirements, and then you just have to change it before you start your master program. And the most common thing, as I said, is that you've done your that you're studying your last year of your bachelor, haven't finished it yet, then you will get conditionally qualified. And when you finish your bachelor, get the bachelor degree, you upload those documents and it will change from a conditionally qualified to qualified. Or if you're already admitted at that time, from conditionally admitted to admitted. Can I still do late application? Yes. If you really want to change your mind now, you can change, but it will be seen as late application and you can still make changes. But if you're satisfied with your application, and hopefully you are, or you just want to make a small change, I would suggest you to not make any changes, because if you start changing now the programs that you have applied for, it will be seen as a late application. So better to keep it now, upload the documents, pay the application fee, and then if you wouldn't get in, you can make a late application, change your application later. And yeah, you can make a late application. Basically, all programs that is not full will still be open for late application later on. So you can make a late application, or if you have a friend that want to make a late application, it's still possible to apply now. But as I said, if you made an application now, don't start to change it. That will make it a late application, even if you've done everything in time so far. If you start changing it after January 15th, it will be seen as a late application. Yeah, and when will my application be reviewed? That is an ongoing process. It's been going on. So if you've sent in the documents for a long time ago, uploaded and made all the steps already, then it could be so that you're already been reviewed and you have a status like qualified or conditionally qualified. If not, it usually takes around 3 to 6 weeks to review a document. And if it's a late application right now, because we have a very big workload and there's a lot of applications at the moment, it might take a bit longer, but it's an ongoing process and we will make sure that all documents are looked through and all applications in time are reviewed before March 26, when we come out with the master letter of acceptance, so you know if you've been admitted or not. But make your application as soon as possible. Make sure that all the documents are open, and as soon as you made your application, you can just wait for the review and hopefully it will go quickly. Yeah, some useful links here. We we have some students in the chat, and if you're interested in learning more about the students, you can go to lnu.se/en/chat, and you can chat with our students to learn more about Linnaeus University. And then also, if your questions wasn't answered today, because there is a lot of questions coming in, I can see that it's very busy in the Q&A. If we've missed your question, you can email admission@lnu.se and ask them to help you with the question you might have. Also, some upcoming webinars for you to be good to know. We will have a webinar next week, but that is exactly the same as this one, because this one got full and there was too many students that wanted to sign up. So if you sign up for this one, you don't need to come for the one on January 29. It will be exactly the same. But on February 19, we will have a webinar on late application. If you have a friend or someone that is interested in making an application still, then we will talk about late application, and you can tell them about it and invite them to look at the late application and what will happen with someone who is applying late. And then March 5, we will have a webinar on what is happening with my application. So at that time, you probably have hopefully have got some information from university admissions. They've reviewed your application, and then you would like to know what is happening now with my application, and that is what we will talk about on March 5. Yeah. And also follow us on social media if you don't do it. Very welcome to join us. We're available on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And we will have a new English YouTube account coming up soon. And since there was so many students signing up for this one, there is still some students that didn't manage to get a chance for the 2 webinars that we're having. We will also put this webinar up on our YouTube channel and email out to all of you, so you will get a chance to see this again and follow up if it was something you missed. So, and I think that's all from me. And I will go back to the room here and ask Stefan and Caroline and the others in the chat, what how's it been going in the Q&A?
Well, it's been a constant flow with a lot of questions, obviously. So we have plenty of questions that are still unanswered, I would say, but we are doing our best to make sure to answer them. But we will also obviously now answer some of them up live here so that students can get the more summarized and maybe a broader answer. But I could start with asking some of the more common questions to Caroline, and maybe that will save some time for all of our colleagues here answering questions. So, Caroline, some of the most common questions here are, for example, if somebody uploaded documents a year before and applied and are using the same account, do they still need to upload that documents again?
No, if you already applied and you are applying again with the same account on university admissions, we can still access all the documents you submitted previously. So if you need to submit new documents, such as a statement of purpose or any other document connected to the new program, please upload only those. We don't need to have the same documents again.
Perfect. We also get a lot of questions regarding statement of purpose. Do I need to upload it if it's not mentioned on the program page? Is there a draft for the motivation letter, letter of intent, statement of purpose? Can you tell me something general? First of all, we can start with, if the program do not mention it, do I need to upload a statement of purpose?
No, if the program page doesn't say anything about additional documents and doesn't include a template for any document, there is no need to submit it. But make sure to check the program page carefully, because sometimes it's not very clear. It doesn't say in the requirements that you need to submit a statement of purpose, for instance, but you will find on the program page in the description of the program that there is a template for a statement of purpose, and that means that they are expecting you to submit one. So use this template if it's available and upload it in your account on university admissions.
Perfect. And there is also a lot of questions about, like, I'm come from this country. Do I need to? What kind of documents do I need to upload? And just can actually repeat what Henrik said before, that country-specific requirements and what documents you need to upload, or if you need to send in by post. Go to university admission, search on your specific country, and you will find very good detailed information about whether you can upload documents, what documents should be sent in, whether you need to send something directly from university, for example, through email. So check that page out also. One question also is, if I'm applying for a master program, should I upload my high school diploma? Is there some need for that?
Not always. Sometimes your high school documents can be used to support your level of English proficiency. So if you check the country instructions, you can see sometimes that to meet the general entry requirements, you need your bachelor's degree, etc. But to meet the English requirements, you can submit your upper secondary school documents. So in that case, it's very much relevant to submit them. But if it's not mandatory to document your English proficiency, I would say that they are not required for master applications.
So basically, you could say that if you want to be sure, upload them. But it's not
It doesn't
necessary.
hurt. The
Yeah.
university admissions will not register your upper secondary school merits if they are not required in any way for your application. So it doesn't hurt. If you're uncertain, submit them as well. It's okay.
Yeah. Another question is that some programs, they are asking for a project, essay, degree project. Should one upload the full essay degree project through university admission when they ask for it?
There is only one specific program which will be asking for your degree project, and that's the psychology master program in work and organizational psychology. In that case, you need to submit your full thesis or degree project. But any other program, even if they require it in the program-specific requirements, they will not request you to upload your full degree project. They only want to see that you have a degree equivalent to a Swedish bachelor's degree, and in this requirement is usually included a degree project, but we don't need to see your full 150-page thesis or degree project. So only for the psychology master program, and you have received specific instructions to do so.
Perfect. There is also plenty of questions regarding English test. Is it possible to upload the English test later than 2nd of February?
Yes, an IELTS or a TOEFL is the only document we can accept later than February 2nd, because we are able to verify these ourselves locally at Linnaeus University. So if you know that you've booked an IELTS or a TOEFL after the 2nd of February, or that you have received information that your level is not sufficient and you need to document it separately, you can still do so. But then you would need to contact admission at lnu.se specifically with this information, because we cannot search it out. If you submit this IELTS or TOEFL, let's say on the 1st of March, we will not see it. So please contact us, and the 15th of March is the final deadline to submit this additional test, but we can accept it later.
There is also some questions regarding proving level of English. And for example, if it's mentioned on the transcript of records that the full education has been taught in English, is it possible to prove your level of English through that?
It depends on your country of study. Once again, we would really like you to check the country instructions on university admissions, because you can find this information there. If you've studied in the EU in English and it's clearly stated in your diploma supplement, this would always be okay. But for other countries, it's very specific from one country to another if we can accept it or not. So I really recommend you to check this country instruction page.
That's perfect. And also there is several students asking about what happens if I change order in my application after 15th of January. Will it become late, or what will happen?
If you change the order of your application after the 15th of January, your full application will be considered late. So make sure to make no changes to your application now after the 15th. If you have made an error, or if you have questions or want to make a change, it's better if you contact us at admission@lnu.se, and we can look into it if it's possible to make these changes. But if you change anything at the moment, it will be late. But you can still submit documents. This will not change the date of your application. But if you change the order, or if you add programs or do anything to your actual application, it will change the date of your application.
Perfect. There is also several persons asking about that they are exempted regarding application fee and tuition fees due to that they are EU citizens, and they have uploaded passports and still have got some kind of message that they are not exempted. Is there something they can do, or should they just wait, or what do you think is the situation?
Yes, I think you should just wait at least till after the 2nd of February, because as you might understand, there are a lot of people uploading documents at this exact period.
What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean.
Everyone is doing it right now between the 15th of January and 2nd of February, and university admissions is drowning in this kind of issue. So they are working as fast as they can to update your status. I have received a lot of emails and phone calls about this and checked all of them, and all of them were the same. It was received but not yet processed. So if you know that you've submitted your passport, EU passport, and you can see that it is submitted, just wait a week or two and they will process it and update your status as soon as possible.
Oh, that's great. We also got plenty of questions regarding scholarship, what we look at and how many scholarships we have, so I can just sort that out. How many scholarships we have, we actually don't really know at this stage. You could say that we have maybe somewhere between 15 to 25 scholarships in total. Unfortunately, it's less this year compared to last year, but it's going to be somewhere around that because it all comes down to the cost of each program, scholarship awarded student, and what program they are studying, basically. What we know is that for the IKEA and Södra scholarship, there is one full coverage scholarship, both living cost and tuition fees for each of the 4 specializations. I mean, 3 for innovation and the forestry program. So at least 4 full coverage scholarships, and then it's the Linnaeus University Scholarship Program that will be somewhere between 12 to 18 scholarships, you could say. So somewhere around like 15, 16 to 25 different scholarships. In the scholarship application, we will look at GPA, basically, from your university studies, the degree. We will look at English level. So if you have not taken a test, I actually recommend it for a scholarship application, because if you can prove that you have a very high level of English, it's obviously helping your application a little bit extra. We look at CV. We look at motivation letter. So basically, these are the things we look at. And most important, of course, is your GPA and motivation letter, I would say. There is also some students asking about that they are in ongoing studies on their bachelor level. Will it be possible for them applying if they are a non-EU student?
Applying for bachelor or in their last studies?
Yeah, they are applying for bachelor and they are in the last year of high school.
No, if you're in your final year of high school, it's unfortunately not possible to apply in this first round for a bachelor program, because you need to meet the general entry requirements by the time of the selection, which is in March. So if you know that you will be ending your studies after March, then we unfortunately need to refer you to the next year's application round if you're a non-EU citizen. EU citizens are welcome to apply in the second application round in April, because you can submit your documents much later and hopefully have time to finish your studies and submit your diploma. So on the other way around, if you're in your final year of bachelor studies and applying for a master program, this is totally fine because you can be conditionally qualified and admitted, but not for bachelor programs, unfortunately.
Exactly. So send the question basically if you're an EU student to admission@lnu.se, and they will tell you a little bit of how to make the application. Are there any page limit for motivation letter and CV?
Usually there is a recommendation in the instructions, but no limit, I think. As long as you can upload it on university admissions, if you don't reach their limit, then it's fine. But as short as possible, I would say, the shorter the better. Or CVs.
Exactly.
And yeah, keep it short.
Perfect. There is also, can you tell us something about like late application? Will we keep it open for late application? How long will we keep it open?
It depends on the program, I would say. Most programs stay open for late application, at least until the selection process. A few programs might close now around the final day of document submission. But if it's open, you can apply for it, and we will process it as soon as possible. And the recommendation is that no program is open until later than mid-May, approximately, since a lot of you are fee-paying students and you need to pay your tuition fees by June 1st. There is no point offering you an admission after that. So we try to keep it in the period of May, I would say, is the latest to apply for international students.
Great. I know that Henrik talked a little bit about the status, but maybe it could be good to just talk a little bit about like in progress, qualified with condition, not qualified. Basically because obviously right now there is a lot of things happening with all students' applications. Some might see that disturbing in progress sign for a long time. What is basically happening? How long? What is happening now basically with the application?
Yes.
Can you just explain very shortly?
Well, right now the admissions office at Linnaeus University is working on all your applications, trying to process them as soon as possible. And university admissions are processing all the submitted documents as soon as possible. So hopefully you'll receive information real soon if anything is missing in the documents you've submitted. And then when your documents have been reviewed and assessed and all your merits have been registered, we get them for assessment locally. If you meet all the requirements, your documents are complete and everything looks good, then we just update your status to qualified or conditionally qualified depending on your level of study. But you might see in progress, even if we have actually confirmed your qualified status, if you're applying for a program with an individual assessment-based selection. Because when we assess you as qualified, we send you to the next step of the process, which is when the program administration will look into your background and assess your relevance for the program and give you a merit rating for the selection. So you might be in progress even though you're already qualified. So don't worry too much if you just keep seeing this in progress status. If you're applying for individual assessment programs, which you can see under selection on the program page, because you will receive your actual status just before the selection, maybe just a few days before, because they are working on your merit rating all this time. January, February, March, it depends on when we have assessed your application and how quickly they assess all the applicants, since they need to compare all the qualified applicants and give the merit rating based on your relevance compared to another applicant's relevance. So it can take a lot of time, but if you see qualified, conditionally qualified, there is nothing to worry about. You're all good for the selection. And if you really have doubts about your status when you only see in progress, you can always contact the admissions office and ask us, and we can give you more details. So nothing to worry about, I would say. We'll take care of it.
Great, Caroline. Hopefully that made some people a bit more patient and calmer. because obviously it takes time now. There is, as all humans, we do things in last minute, and that means that everything is going to be assessed now at the same time, basically. So it's good to know that it's going to take you a little while. I have another question here that has been coming in a little bit also. If, for example, I'm from a country where the university has to send in my documents, can I see in my account when the document has been received?
Yes, if you log into your account on University Admissions to the document page where you yourself upload documents, you can see that the documents you have uploaded say submitted. But you should also be able to see once the documents that have been received by University Admissions from another institution, such as your issuing school, for instance. This document will be uploaded and it will say received, not submitted, but received. But you can see a confirmation that we have actually received them. This may also take time because university admissions have to receive the document and then scan it and process it to your account. So just wait a few days. If you know that the university has sent the documents, it might still take a week or two before you can actually see them.
Exactly. And also, maybe can we mention something about like how many places there are on particular programs? Just some like general thoughts. Does it it differs a lot, obviously, so I know it's hard to answer generally, but maybe you can
Yes.
mention something.
This is not presented on the program page. It's not an official number, but usually I would say that for our programs at the moment, if you are qualified for the program, you have a very good chance of being admitted. And we will not present any official like number of seats for the programs. But yeah, I don't know what you would like me to answer to that question.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean,
Yeah.
as you said, Caroline, we have some programs that have very few places because they are very closely studying together with the research level, such as, for example, chemistry or aquatic ecology, and they might have like only 5, 6 places. We have other programs that are broader on master level. They might have around 10 to 30 places. And for the bachelor level, we might have like around 30 to 60 students in the classroom, basically. And also for all programs, we admit more students than we want to have, due to that we know that not everybody want to accept, and if it's not always like it's almost never like a fixed number that we need just 5. So that means that if it comes 6 instead, then it's going to be okay. So master level, fewer students. If it's like business, social science, humanities, more students compared to natural sciences, for example. And just some people asking here, so it's good to mention something about it. I got some questions regarding color and not colored documents. Does it matter in any situation? Do it need to be like black and white or?
Usually, no, it doesn't matter if it's not specifically instructed on university admissions that you should upload documents in color. But no, I don't think it matters.
Exactly. And I can add one time extra because we said it several times, but I'm saying it again. Check your country instructions, because I see that we have a lot of questions about should I upload that? Should I do that? It's hard to answer because it depends on what country you're from and what you're applying for. So basically, check country-specific requirements, check program page. That's where you find the best information about what documents that are needed to upload. What else do we have here? Helena, Winnie, or Sophia, do you see something that we should have answered that we have got a lot of questions around? Or have we summed it up rather good?
I think the only thing that I would add is I had a few questions on if Duolingo is acceptable. So if we could clarify that.
Yes, Duolingo is unfortunately not accepted.
Exactly. So if you check, I feel like I'm repeating myself here, but if you go to university admission and check the entry requirements, Sophia can share the English entry requirements link in the chat. Then you can see what tests are accepted. So the most common ones are IELTS, Pearson, and TOEFL. And then there are other ones also, but these three big ones are the most ones that we use. So basically, check the university admission webpage. Also, one thing I can maybe, Caroline, ask you is some questions are regarding 3-year degrees. Can you say something about what countries are not accepted when it comes to 3-year degrees? Just generally.
Yeah, generally. Well, if you have 3 years from India, for instance, it needs to be an honors degree. Otherwise, it should be 4 years of studies. The US as well, we will not accept a 3-year degree. Otherwise, it's better to check the country instructions page, as we've repeated, because it depends on your specific situation, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. That was a bad question on me. Well, it feels like we actually covered most of these questions, I would say. Sometimes some students are asking about gap years or if they are older applicants. Is that the problem? What would you say, Caroline?
No, it's not a problem. You're welcome to apply, regardless of your situation.
For application, it's never a problem in Sweden, no matter what age you're in. It might be sometimes that the migration agency will ask, but for application and admission, no problem at all.
It's not considered at all.
No, not considered at all. It's a lifelong learning, as we say. So you can actually study whatever age you're in. If one is studying a distance program, are the examinations online or on campus?
Sorry, I didn't hear the first.
If you study distance learning program, are the examinations?
Yeah, no, distance programs will be offered online, fully online, so you will not need to come to Sweden for these programs.
Yes. Perfect. I will end this with just saying that regarding scholarship, the scholarship application information for these students who have applied for Linnaeus University as first choice master level will be sent out in the beginning of February. So if you have not seen or heard anything by around the 10th of February or 7th, 8th February, maybe even better, just contact us through internationalstudents@lnu.se because you should have got it around the 5th, 6th of February. With that said, I think we can sum up, and as a reminder, we will run another webinar on the 29th of January, and it has been an email sent out to everybody about that. It will be the same kind of webinar as we have been running now. We have also recorded this webinar, so we will post it on our YouTube page, and we will also send it to the ones who attended it. But with that said, thanks for being part of this webinar and looking forward to meeting all of you at Linnaeus University in the coming autumn. And stay tuned and make sure to look at our coming webinars also. Thanks for today. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.